welcome to another edition of Always Analog, where we celebrate the beauty of analog technology in the digital world. And today we're going to take a look at a ballpoint pen, something that is fairly iconic in the world of ballpoint pens, and that is the Bic M10. This is a ballpoint pen that has been on the scene for a long time. It was first introduced in 1956. So, we're already talking, well over 60 years ago that this pen was first introduced on the market by Bic, and this was one of Bic's first retractable pens. So for those of you who like a retractable pen as opposed to, say, a Bic Crystal or a Bic Stick or a pen that just is a stick pen that has a cap, here's a retractable pen that the point retracts back up into the barrel. Now, these pens are made by Bic, which we know is a French company, and these pens are made in France. And I bought these pens actually when I was in Paris a couple of years ago at a stationery store, and they're sold in these card packs here with 2 per pack. I don't remember how much they were, but these were not expensive, as you can imagine. And they're sold in pairs in both the blue and the black. And then they sold them individually, and you can see that these pens have a barcode on them for scanning at the register, and you could buy them single at the store, and they had them in blue, black, red, and I think they had them in green as well individually. So anyways, I didn't buy any green ones, but I did buy a couple of reds and a couple of loose blues, as well as these twin packs here of black and blue. And I thought we could first take a look at the packaging. So here it is, a Bic M10 original, and down at the bottom you can see very plainly and proudly, made in France. These feature a 1.0 millimeter ballpoint, which puts them in the medium category, and there's 2 per pack. And then on the back, basically Bic M10 original, and then in, I don't know how many languages here, 20 different languages, it says, I'll read the English, Bic M10 original retractable ballpoint pen, 1.0 millimeter point size for a medium line width. And then again, these are obviously marketed all over the world, and so they are they provide the translation here for the pen there. And then at the bottom you have your UPC code, made in France, and that's it. So the blue is the same, the package is identical, with the exception of the blue dot at the bottom indicating that there are 2 pens, and of course the rest is the same. So we'll get writing with one of these and see how they do. So here's a blue M10. And I wanted, before we started writing, I wanted to take a closer look at it. hoping the light can pick it up. You can see, of course, there's a pocket clip, but here there's a embossing with the little Bic man and the Bic logo. And then here on this end, and it's very hard to see, and I'm trying to angle it, maybe the light can pick it up, but there is a textured area here on the lower half of the clear portion of the barrel. And you certainly can feel it when you have your finger on it, and it just gives you a little bit of a texture with regards to providing a better grip on the instrument. Now, the M10, one of the things, its trademark is, of course, you push in. It's got a clear button on the top, and you push in, and of course the point comes out of the bottom of the pen. And then to retract, you can see that there is a tab there that comes out when you push it down, and you push the tab in, and there you go. The pen is now retracted. So it's really quite a simple mechanism to use. There's a spring inside, and that allows that to pop back out, and this holds the ink tube in place. And so very simple. When I was in Paris, these are things that I notice. I see these pens everywhere, in stores, in cafes, restaurants, all kinds of places. I see them on the counter near registers and for public use. So this is a very, very popular pen. At least I saw it a lot in Paris, and probably because it's an inexpensive instrument. And it is sort of, Bic is a very proud French company. So let's try this here. Get this flowing, okay? And this is the Bic M10 Classic Original. I guess we should really focus this up a little bit. Made in France. Blue, black, red, green. I think it comes in actually a lot of other colors now. Bic is making many of its pens in a really wide variety of colors now. There seems to be a desire on behalf of a lot of consumers to have colors that are beyond the standard for, the pinks and the purples and the teals and the light blues and light greens and things like that. You see them a lot, but the classics are always great. This is a very smooth writing pen. And you can see here that it is a medium line, and the ink really is even as it gets pulled across the page. And here the ink dries fairly quickly, and so at least on a standard legal pad here, there's really no smudge, and very little, if any, splotching thus far. Yeah, it's a comfortable pen to hold. The circumference of the pen is just right. I mean, it's not too thin. And, I know there are some pens that have become very wide-bodied, which some people do find easier to hold, particularly if you have any sort of limitations. But I think the reason I think this pen has been so successful for such a long time is that it is very well proportioned. It's nice to have a little bit of that rigid texture here on the end for gripping, and it is a very comfortable and well weighted and balanced pen. Yeah. Okay. Also, it's nice that the kind of the bottom third of the barrel is clear. So, and it has a see-through ink tube. So as the ink does begin to deplete in the pen, you kind of get a little bit of a warning. You'll see it coming down once you sort of get into this last third here, which is not always nice to know that you're going to need to change pens fairly soon. So this is the Bic M10 original. These are available in the U.S. Although, like I said, they are made in France. I think some of them are also made maybe in the Bic plant in South Africa. But They're certainly, you don't see a lot of them in the US, but again, they were very prevalent when I was in France. I saw them at a lot of places in use, and I saw a lot of waiters and waitresses using them in the cafes. And so this is one of my office supply souvenirs from that trip, and I have been using a black one, and it's nice. I'm going to put this blue one in service. I'll save this red one for when I've got things to check and correct, but it is a nice pen to use, and I like, if you're a fan of a retractable pen, again, these are disposable, but this is one to use. So thank you for being with me, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon on Always Analog.